Welcome to the Jerry Graves channel. The channel talks about narcissism and everything in between. I want to go ahead and jump straight into the topic, but first make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on the video. Let's go ahead and jump into it. I wanted to talk about rest and bitch face. A lot of people think that this is like something that's a joke or it's not as serious as it is, but in reality, this is a very serious problem, just depending on where you are in the grid. Now, the grid is based on two things. It's based on race and favoritism. And I haven't really broken that down, but just the Reader Digest version, the lighter you are, the higher you are on the grid, and the more friendly or the better looking you are, the higher you are on the grid. So something like resting bitch face for a person who's generally good looking and they're a white person, it's not going to affect them. So we could all be talking about the same topic, and to them it's not very serious because it's like, for some white people it would be serious, but they would have to be lower on the favoritism scale. They're not a very good looking person overall. They have all these things that are affecting how they look in general, and then it kind of might affect them a little bit more, but they're never going to be as affected as a person who's a black person who's on the favoritism scale, where they're weird looking or something like that, and on top of that having resting bitch face. That's going to be a whole different thing. That could be almost life threatening for the black person, but for the white person, it's just like, it's something that's annoying, I guess. But again, if they are good looking, and this is the only thing that's wrong with them, and they're a white person, this won't even be something that they would be looking up online. Like, this is not going to affect them. So sometimes we talk about things like this, and then some people are naive and they don't think it's a big deal, or that it's not like, oh, you should just smile, that's what I do, and they're a completely different race than you. You know what I'm saying? And then you think that it's not a big deal, and it's basically like some people are just naive. But I'm speaking from the perspective of just how it works. If you don't smile a lot and you have resting bitch face, you're gonna get treated negatively depending on where you are on the grid. If you're a black person, you're gonna really feel that. If you do smile, that's not a complete solution, because it's like if a person, this is not a big problem, for one. And that's the thing that's confusing to a lot of people. Like, resting bitch face is not a problem. People can understand that some people have an angrier looking face than others. People can understand that and grow to understand it and get by it and treat you just like everybody else. But it becomes a problem because certain people in the group want it to be a problem. They want to have somebody to mistreat. There's mistreaters. So then half the problem is you would be trying to show certain people that that's just how I look. And then the other half of the problem is that you would have to learn how to disable what the mistreaters are doing, because they're going to try to make it into a bigger thing than it is. So if you do smile, what they do is, when you're not smiling, like if you get distracted by something, you're working, if you're at work, and you're not going to have a smile glued on your face all day. So the moment that you're not smiling, you get distracted by your work. That's when they go and give a quick look to their friend and then look at you, or they ask the question, what's wrong with so-and-so today? It's singling you out. And that's the thing that people don't understand about resting bitch face. It's never really a problem. It's that people, at least not in general, if you're talking about at work and getting along with people, but it becomes a problem because people single you out at the moments where you aren't smiling. And if you literally smile all day, most people can't do that because your face is going to get tired and you're going to get distracted. But if you do it all day, then people will mistreat you because it's like, why are you smiling all day? Like, what's wrong with you? So you'll get singled out on that basis. And so that's the problem with it. That's what makes it difficult. And so a lot of mistreatment is about just singling people out, drawing attention to things to single somebody out. And it's done on purpose. It's not a thing that's like, most people can get confused, like, well, I'm not really angry, I'm not, and it becomes that, right? But truth be told, like I said, some people, they understand that you look angry even though you're not, and they still mistreat you. That's a whole different thing. So then there's some confusion there. And another part that makes it confusing is that, again, if you look on the grid, the lighter skinned people are going to be treated better. And it's not lighter skin within the black race, it's lighter skin within race in general. The lighter skinned people are treated better. So there's people that kind of do PR for each other. So there will be somebody who says, well, so and so looks angry, but they aren't angry. At first it was bothering me, but like I realized that he's actually a cool guy. They'll say that if that's a white person. Like, there would be people trying to do, like, clean it up and trying to help. But the thing is, in our society, when it's a black person, specifically if it's a black male, people do things to hurt. You know what I'm saying? So they'll do the exact opposite when it's a black person, just to make things worse. And they do it intentionally. And so it becomes a problem that on the surface is very simple, that becomes harder and harder because people are trying to make it harder when it's not really a problem at all. People can understand that, oh, you look angry when you're not. They can understand that. But I mean, I've seen it. I've seen people not make excuses, but try to clean it up when it's a non-black person, right? Oh, that person looks angry, but they aren't, and they'll have the conversation. Oh, he's really a cool guy. And when it's a black person, it's, what's wrong with that? Why don't you smile? Why don't you? It's a whole different thing, and it's like, it's a coded way of how to deal with darker skinned people versus lighter skinned people. So that's how certain problems become worse with darker skinned people. And then next you're at a video like this trying to figure this situation out. So how do you solve it? It's basically like this. You gotta look at your face a lot, and spend time in the mirror, and also speak to people about that. Like, put that out there, be your own PR person, say that, so that people can't manipulate the situation, the mistreaters, to make it go out of control. So you do all the things that you can all at once. There's no one thing that's going to solve it. Like, you're never going to completely get it where your face always looks friendly and everybody's going to, so some of it is going to have to be done with the word of mouth. You got to have to say, this is a problem that I'm dealing with, but at the same time, that's not going to be able to solve the problem alone by itself either. So it's speaking, it's working on it, and it's also controlling the angle of your head. If you're the type of person who has a large forehead and you tilt your head down a lot because you're on the computer or something like that, and so you have that angled head it's at a certain angle that makes you look mad when you're not, or you have to learn how to control all those types of things. But again, it's got to be all those things at once, or it's not going to work. And that's the video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you leave a like, a comment. The more likes I get, the more motivated I am to make more videos. If you want a lot of videos from me, you want that real talk, give a like. You feel me? That's all I got. Peace.